Chapter 15. Who did you go to prom with? My high school years at Danville High didn't include going to things like proms. I think there was some intimidation that existed due to me being from a small community outside the city. Remember, I went to a small two-room school through grade school until our District 119 was consolidated into District 118. I did get to do some adjusting since I did go to Washington Grade School, which was on North Gilbert Street, for my 8th grade. If the district change had not happened, I would have gone to Oakwood High School, like all the kids in my neighborhood did that were older than me. Actually, a lot of my friends were from Oakwood High School. When the Villagers started, 3 of the members attended Oakwood High School. That band was very popular around the area, and many followers thought that I also went to Oakwood. As for proms, the band played for many high school proms. We probably played at every high school in the county, and many dances at Oakwood High School. But I don't think we ever played for Danville High School. I was already out of high school when I went to my first prom. There was a girl that went to school with the others in the band. Carolyn Greer lived on Batestown Road, which was only about a mile and a half from my house. She invited me to go to her prom at Oakwood High School in the spring of 1965. I remember driving my 1955 Chevy to her house to pick her up before the prom. I was pretty nervous because I had really never met her or her family before. I do remember that her dad was into race cars and he took me out to his garage to see his race car. Since I was into cars too, that helped get me past the nervous part. We went to the prom and I think things went all right, but we really didn't do any dating after that. She was a very nice girl, but there was soon to be someone special coming into my life. That someone special happened to be Marilyn Kuhn. I met her in May 1965 and my life went in a whole new direction. After my high school years, I did get to go to Danville High proms. We went together for all 3 of Marilyn's proms. At that time, DHS was a 3-year school. In addition to the prom dances, there were events called Sadie Hawkins dances. I believe we were at all of those too. The Villagers were very busy those years, but I made sure that we did not book any gigs where I couldn't take Marilyn to one of her functions. Another thing about Marilyn was that she was very good at making her own dresses and outfits for those events. In every one of the pictures here, she made the dress she has on and the brown pants and jacket. I remember picking her up for her senior prom in my new 1966 white Mustang. I took her out to dinner at a very famous restaurant. It was the Attica Hotel in Attica, Indiana, and it was famous for their prime rib, which we had that night. Marilyn had a very good friend, Sally Fonner. Her dad owned the dry cleaners in town, and they lived in a house on North Vermilion with a pool in the backyard. She hosted an after-prom party their senior year, so after the dance we all went to her house to celebrate into the wee hours. There was also a senior picnic scheduled for the next day over at Turkey Run State Park in Indiana. I remember we had already packed in the car all the things we needed for the picnic. So sometime in the wee hours and darkness we left the party and drove over to the park. At least we were able to get a few hours of sleep in the car before all the others started arriving to continue the party. That was a very long party. One other note. When I was in high school, it was customary for the music to be traditional big band music. This was music that my dad played. It was during these years in the mid-60s that rock and roll started to take over for these school events. I know how my dad and his musician friends must have felt. I can see these transitions happening as I get older. It's something that happens and we just make the most of it.